Hey everyone, it is week 30 on FTMTelevision, and this week's topic is holiday memories, traditions, and plans. As for traditions, on Christmas Eve, every year, what we used to do was Mom would get us to go and hang our stockings up, and in the toe of the stocking would be a pair of jammies. And every year, for some really strange reason, we'd be surprised. And we'd go put on our jammies, and we'd have our picture taken next to the stocking. We'd go to bed. Every Christmas morning, suddenly Mom would be like in this blissful state. And she'd come and get us and be like, "Hey, it's Christmas, everyone!" We'd wake up, we'd all be in matching jammies. Or our Christmas jammies, whatever. As we got older, we couldn't wear the matching ones anymore. Sorry, I jumped. My computer made a weird noise. Anyway, that was one of our traditions, and I really liked that. Another tradition is on Christmas morning, in the toe of the stocking, there was a mandarin orange. There's always this mandarin orange. And there's also always a coin or two in the toe. We call it hanseling. I guess it's a Scottish tradition. You give somebody something empty and it's got to have some coins in it. You know, you give them a coin purse or a stocking, I guess, and it's got to have some coins in it for good luck or something. I don't even know, but it's cute. The smell of the turkey. That is one thing that's my favorite memory, probably. One of my favorite memories of Christmas is the smell of the turkey. Yeah. I loved the smell of the turkey. Like, Mom's turkey is epic. Like, I don't necessarily feel that she's the best cook in the world, but her turkey was epic. And her stuffing, oh, it's so good. It's not even the boxed kind. She makes her own. It's so tasty. And I guess another tradition is on Christmas Day in the evening, we'd have our big turkey dinner. And we'd have these Christmas crackers, you know, those things that they kind of long and they have the thingies on either end, and you pull them and they make a pop sound. And it's got all these goodies inside. There's a hat, there's a joke, and there's like a little toy or something. And what we do is we all had to put on our silly hats. They're like paper crowns, like the crappiest paper ever. These paper crowns. We'd all be sitting there eating our fucking turkey dinner with these paper crowns on, and Mom would take pictures, and Dad would just look like absolute shit because he's been lounging around in his pajamas all day. He's got acne happening, and there's pictures of us like, you know, with our fucking paper crowns on. But it was always a good time, you know, even if we were sitting there at the table in our pajamas looking very sloppy. It was funny. Yeah, I don't know what else. Got a lot of memories. Some of them not so positive, so I'm not going to delve too deeply into that. But yeah, I give you a bit of traditions, memories. Well, I don't really have a lot of plans, actually. I'm one of those people who, in the process of transitioning, lost their family pretty much. Things were kind of strained between us before I even came out as trans. I was already different than them. You know, they're evangelical Christian, of the extreme variety. Everything revolves around church and God and this and that and the other thing. It just wasn't my thing, I guess. Also, my mom, she seems to think I'm possessed, so that got in the way a lot. I had a lot of attitude issues and mental problems and behavior problems and such, mostly because of the way I was treated by my parents, ironically. And those behavioral issues resulted in them thinking that A, I was possessed, and B, I was just unruly and should not live in their house. I was kicked out at 17 years old. Pretty much since I moved out of the area my parents live in, I haven't really spent a holiday with them. Long story short, I haven't spent a holiday with them in a really long time. And it's probably quite possibly never going to happen again, and it just breaks my heart. I haven't seen my brothers in a long time. I didn't get to watch them grow up. They're, one's almost 17 now, one just turned 21. They both don't want to have anything to do with me because, of course, my mom has her own views on transgenderism, transsexuality, and she's taught those views to them, and they have the same views. And they think I'm, you know, wrong and disgusting for doing what I did, for transitioning. So, yeah, I don't know. I had quite a few relatively good Christmases with them while I was still living with my family. You know, we had our traditions, and while we fought and stuff, and while we definitely had a strained relationship even while I lived with them, it was better to have a dysfunctional Christmas than not have a Christmas at all, you know, or any other holiday for that matter. It's not just Christmas, every holiday. I feel it. I feel that loneliness. I feel that longing to actually be with my family and eat the turkey or eat the ham, even though I hate ham. You know, whatever. Go outside and search for Easter eggs, or, you know, go find pajamas in our stocking on Christmas Eve. But it hasn't happened in a long time. You know, none of that stuff has, and I don't know if it ever will again, and I miss it terribly. I really do. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm not doing anything this Christmas. I'm going to be sitting here drinking myself out of my mind. It's the only time of year I really drink. 4 days in a row I drink, from like the 22nd to the 26th. Then 26th hits, I go Boxing Day shopping, because Christmas is over and I feel this huge sense of relief, and I go and take advantage of all the sales. And that's what I look forward to, Christmas being over. Even though I love Christmas, I love it. It just sucks so much that I love it. It would be so much easier if I hated it. So yeah, spending Christmas alone. Probably gonna have a Hungry Man turkey dinner. Sit next to my cute little Christmas tree. Watch some sad Christmas movies. You know what I realized recently was I have always loved those, you know, those Christmas movies where there's an orphan or somebody has fallen on hard times or has run into some really bad luck. Something really horrible happens. They end up losing everything. And then at the end of the movie, everything comes together for them, you know. They get adopted by a family, or they find their family again, or things go back to the way they were, where they suddenly fall on good luck. They end up with everything they need. Ever since I was a small child, those movies spoke to me, and I didn't realize why until now. And it's because I never really felt I had a family, even when I had one, even when I lived with them, even when I got to spend holidays with them. I felt really left out. I always felt like the black sheep. Always felt too different. To this day, I still watch them, and I still hope that my miracle will happen. My Christmas miracle. You know? I know it's cheesy, and Christmas magic doesn't really exist. It doesn't stop me from hoping. Yeah, I forgot to mention that I'm planning on Christmas Eve to go out around to where people are sleeping on the streets for Christmas Eve and give them each a care package. Some travel-sized toiletries, you know, some essential things they need, as well as like a homemade card and some goodies as well, you know, like some baked goods and maybe a mandarin orange and such. I really want to do that because, you know, I know what it's like to be homeless on Christmas Eve, to have no place to go, and also what it's like not to receive anything. And, you know, even if it's a small little trinket, it just makes your day. But anyway, so I want to do that. I really want to. I'll probably wear my red hoodie and a Santa hat so that I don't scare people too badly. But at least I'll look the part, you know, my red hoodie and my red Santa hat. I think it'll help me too, you know. I'll stop drinking for an hour or two. stop drinking for an hour or two and go out there and do something good for people who are probably just as sad as I am and could use a little pick-me-up. So, my mom had written me an email a couple weeks ago stating she sent my birthday card. And I had yet to get back to her, and I got back to her the other day. And I wrote her this really long email. I intended only to write a few short lines saying, sorry I didn't get back to you till now, thanks so much for the card and the pictures. End of story. She'd sent me some pictures as well. One of each of my brothers, and also one of her and Dad. Anyway, I wrote back to her this really long freaking letter, only intended to include a couple sentences, and bam, like it was this huge thing, and I'm gonna read it to you. And basically what it was all about was how I feel about not being accepted by my family and how it affects me this time of year. You know, there's more to it, but you'll see when I read it. Without further ado, here's the letter. Hi Mom. Sorry I haven't gotten back to you till now, but I wanted to let you know your card arrived first thing Monday morning. Fast, eh? Thanks so much. Thanks also for the photos. The boys are so grown up, it's insane. I miss them quite terribly. Christmas is a rough time of year for me. I miss you guys so much it hurts. It's the only time of year I really drink, just to get through it. I wish I didn't have to be alone. I don't feel like I have a family. I often wish I could just be someone you approve of so that I could be a part of it. But to be that person you see me as, I'd be miserable. And I probably wouldn't want to be alive. Being this person I'm living as now, I am the most stable I've ever been in my life. I don't hurt myself anymore. I haven't touched drugs in 5 years. I stopped lying and overcompensating completely. I haven't tried to kill myself in a long time. I stopped hurting people. And many of my other bad habits stopped as well. I wasn't a good person back then. But now I'm a genuinely good person, and I can actually say I'm proud of who I've become. I just wish you could be proud of me too. I understand that there's a conflict of interest, and I do understand why, but that doesn't make it hurt any less, you know? It hurts to have your parents not be proud of you. It hurts to have your siblings not want to have anything to do with you. It hurts that the one thing that has made me happy has driven you all away. And it hurts that I can't do anything about it. All I can do is live my life and try to build my own family out of friends and people I've met along the way. I have 4 pseudo-moms, a street dad, several brothers and sisters, but it's just not the same. They're not my real family. And no matter how many times they call me son or brother, it doesn't replace or change the fact that you guys never will. I'm beyond the days of getting mad that you call me by my birth name, refer to me in female pronouns, and send me cards that say daughter on them. I've come to terms with the fact that you will never see me or accept me as anything else. I've accepted it, but it will never stop hurting me. I just want you to know I wish so much that I could be the person you all want me to be. Then I wouldn't have to be alone. Then you'd be proud of me. I'd have a family again. This is not a choice I've made, because if I had the choice, you can bet I never would have gone down this road. Losing my family was a risk I had to take in order to be happy. It's a risk all people who transition take. Among the many other risks, we would never choose this life if we didn't have to. No one wants to be discriminated against or at risk for being the victim of a hate crime. No one wants to lose family, friends, jobs, places to live, or basic human rights. In Canada, the rights of transgender people are not protected. But it becomes a choice between, okay, do I want to end up taking my life, Or do I want to be happy but possibly risk losing everything that's important to me? Most of the time, life is more appealing than death. And for me, I just wanted to live my life and be happy and do all the things I had dreamed of doing and achieving all the things I wanted to achieve. So I did what I had to feel like I was finally being me. Nobody put the idea in my head or convinced me that this is who I was. And I didn't do this for attention, obviously. It's been over 5 years now. And I certainly didn't do this to hurt anyone, especially not you. I'm not trying to persuade you to accept me or anything, because I know that none of what I say could change anything. I just wanted you to know why I transitioned, why I'm living as this person. I may have explained all of this to you before, I'm not sure. Maybe not with this much clarity or objectivity. And this time I didn't bother going into the medical aspect of it or explaining the what, as there is no need for it. I'm not trying to convince you of anything anymore, and all it would do is make you feel uncomfortable. I just felt the need to go into the why now, for some reason, as well as how losing my family as a result of it affects me. I actually intended to write a couple of lines saying thank you for the card and then press send. So much for that. Verbal diarrhea. I'm a writer. I guess it happens. Anyway, I know that with regards to this person that I'm living as, things between you, the rest of the family, and I will probably never change. But that doesn't stop me from hoping. Because I miss my family. As dysfunctional as our relationship has pretty much always been, I've always wanted to be a part of the family, and have always longed for your approval and acceptance. And every holiday I spend alone, I never fail to think of all of you and wish I was there. Wish I was with my family around the Christmas tree, or eating a turkey, anything really. I just don't want to feel like an orphan anymore. I'm still here. I'm still the same person. My body may be a bit different and I may go by a different name, but I promise you I'm still your child. Still your blood. That will never change. I love you, and I hope you're doing well. D. Thanks for watching, and I'm sorry this has been such a sob story. This is a really hard time of year for me. Take care, and I wish you all a happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Blessed Yule. I hope you have a great holiday season, and that everything goes well for you, and that you eat wonderful food and possibly get some great gifts, or give some great gifts, because that's what Christmas is all about, is giving and feeling that warmth inside when you see the look on a person's face when you give them something. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, etc. And take care, and I'll see you next time. Peace.